we have a change in the director
Mm.
of a big movie that has
Oh,
to do
yeah.
with Marvel. You know, your boy John Watts was supposed to direct the Fantastic Four in the MCU. He's coming over from the Spider-Man franchise, but now not anymore. Looks like Kevin Feige has decided to get somebody else, and we're definitely going to talk about it. And I have this report right here from Deadline from topic number 6. Spider-Man director John Watts exits Marvel's Fantastic Four. Guys, is this good? Is this bad? Is the sky falling? Let's talk about it. Deadline has the exclusive. John Watts has withdrawn as the director of Fantastic Four, the reinvention of the vulnerable Marvel comic series at Marvel Studios and Disney. Watts directed Spider-Man No Way Home, the Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios film that grossed $1.89 billion to become the 6th highest grossing film of all time. Nothing sinister here. Watts just needs a break from the superhero realm after completing the Spidey trilogy with Tom Holland and Zendaya. He had expected to make Fantastic Four his next film, the third feature iteration of the franchise, and first since Disney acquired Fox, which controlled the franchise. Watts has spent the better part of the last decade directing and promoting Spider-Man films after being hired off, Cop Car, a small budget indie thriller that premiered at 2015 Sundance. He needs a breather. So, Elliot, what do you make of this, man? Do you feel that John Watts really needed a breather, that he was tired of this? Not just tired, just needs a break. Like, I did 3 Marvel Spider-Man movies in a row.
Right.
I want to do something else, maybe like another Cop Car, another indie film, and maybe I'll come back. Or do you think it's some type of drama that's going on, kind of like how Scott Derrickson left, how he left Doctor Strange, how Edgar Wright left because of script issues years ago, never having to do with Ant-Man. What do you think about this, man? Do you think it was amicable or maybe some dirt or something?
Man, it's a little fishy. Some might say it might be a little amateurish, because it's interesting because, you know, he was announced to direct the Fantastic Four. Let me know in the chat, everyone. 2019, 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, when they did that at when they announced Mahershala Ali and they did the Eternals came out. I think that was 2019 when they announced that he was going to be directing this. That means that, you know, he already was, you know, prepping for Spider-Man 3. He agreed to do the film. Between then and now, what changed? You know, because obviously this decision, Spider-Man was already shot. That was probably in the can almost 2 years ago that film was probably in production. So it seems a little fishy to me, Brandon. And I said this a little bit earlier when I was having a live stream. I'm looking at what Marvel's doing. So just the other day, I think it was literally Friday, the same day that this came out, they announced earlier in the day, it was small news, it wasn't nothing big, that Captain Marvel and Ant-Man swap release dates, which means that Captain Marvel is going to be coming out in the end of the summer and Ant-Man's coming out in February. Later that day, they announced that John Watts walked away from the Fantastic Four. Now, Brandon, what's coming out this Friday, my friend?
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
And there's, you know, rumors out there that we might get a Fantastic Four character, a la John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. I don't know if y'all putting where I'm getting at. Sometime in the next month or two, I don't know if Marvel's going to announce that maybe John Krasinski is the next director of Fantastic Four. Hence, we get him in Doctor Strange. We got Ant-Man coming up 6 months because I think, let's be real, Ant-Man and the Wasp and his team, they ain't got nothing on Kang. So they're going to need some fantastical powers, if y'all know what I'm talking about. I think, and we'll, you know, I have some other directors that I think might be a good suit, but I don't know, man. I think the whole, you know, I'm tired. I've been doing these because he's doing another film. He's doing I think a Brad Pitt and George Clooney film. So it's not like he's not doing movies anymore.
Right.
So I think Kevin Feige and them been working on this for a very long time. And I don't think it's a coincidence that some of these news of release dates changing, Fantastic Four, presence in the MCU coming up soon, I might be wacky.
I agree with you, man, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I remember when it was first announced that he was gonna be doing Fantastic Four. I was like, this kind of seems rushed.
Yeah.
It seems just kind of early. I was like, why? You haven't even seen how Spider-Man Far From Home or No Way Home is gonna do. Because this was announced a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so I think he found somebody else. Like you said, I didn't think about the John Krasinski theory that you have, but it makes sense to me. The man is a director, a great director. Everybody,
do movies about family, as we know from
right?
Quiet Place.
Exactly, exactly. This is the best fan casting other than Patrick Stewart. It was Xavier that has possibly ever existed. I mean, people are so enthused by this,
Yep.
and so it would make sense to where if Krasinski did want to be cast as Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, then he would want to direct the film. And I don't think John Watts would feel any type of way if Kevin Feige sat him down and was like, "Hey, bro, look, I love what you did, but we do want Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, but he put his foot down. He wants to be the director. It's no shade on you, but we got these other projects. We just acquired all this from Fox. How about you take a break, or you could do this, or da 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 da." And I think that I think it worked out just like that, perfectly fine.
I think so, man.
And I would be. I mean, I think I heard you say this before that John Watts doesn't have his own unique style.
Yeah,
and I do agree with that. He's not saying that he's crap. It's just, it's. I don't say this as a bad thing, but it's kind of an assembly line tone.
I 1000% agree with you, Brandon. I think John Watson, this is nothing against him, because if you're a Hollywood director, you want to get jobs. You want people to want to work with you. You want to be able to collaborate with Marvel, Kevin Feige, producers, and things like that. That's how you work for 30 years. So I think that he was someone that he played well with the playbook. He was a good team player. He took in all the notes and put in his flavor to the film of a sorts. But I think he was as they say, a gun for hire. I think he came in, fit perfectly, but he doesn't I don't think anyone could check to say that's a John Watts film. When I think of Spider-Man, I think of John Watts because I don't know what his style is.
Right. I mean, you can easily say it about Cameron, J.J. Abrams with his lens flares, Michael Bay with his explosions,
Zack Snyder.
Yeah,
even if you love him or hate him.
Exactly. Everybody has their, well, not everybody, but a lot of people have their own unique styles. And John Watts, you can't create your own, man. You have a nice little resume now, nice filmography to flex a little bit, when you're trying to negotiate these deals from now on into the future. Not that excited about Fantastic Four, but makes sense. Well, hey,
you gotta get excited, Strickland, because they not even just the Fantastic Four, it's what they bring along, which is just one. I'll just name one character, Dr. Doom.
Oh yeah, and
that's all I'll say.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking about him next in a way. Mara Sharice, because A Quiet Place was a wet dream. Do it. Yes, do it. Yes, do it. Rebecca says, good theory, Elliot. Right on. We love the theories. Stevens, man, we need an MCU version of Fantastic Four. Yes, we do, and it is coming. I hope they knock Dr. Doom and Galactus out the park. Auto 2, man. Auto 2. Clay D, Fantastic Four is just as big as X-Men and Avengers. Yes, it is. Fox was just effing up big time. Yes, they were. If they get F4 right, it could be huge. I agree 100%. Yes. Let's see here. Yes, do it, like Myra says.
Yes.
Dan CP, I hope they tell better stories than Fox for Fantastic Four. We all hope so. So. Zias Bilal or Lou, give it to Brad Bird. If not, one of my dark horse wildcard director pick FX Atlanta Hero Mora and Movie Files. That is an interesting choice. How you feel about the Elliot? Because I know you're a diehard.
Lou was on the chat earlier today and then brought up some really great suggestions. And I think that's definitely a wild card. And also, I think a lot of people, Brad Bird kind of makes sense because Iron Giant, The Incredibles 1 and 2, which are Fantastic Fours within himself, and even Tomorrow World, which I really enjoy. So I think Brad Bird definitely. But that wild card, I like that wild card, which brings me a question for you, Brandon. Who would you, taking the whole John Krasinski out of the equation or Brad Bird's out of the world, who do you think would be a great director to helm this, the first family of the Marvel comics?
Edgar Wright all the way. I love Edgar Wright. The dude is super dope to me.
Yeah,
I was so heartbroken when he wasn't going to do Ant-Man.
Yeah,
but I'm glad that he stood his ground.
Yeah,
man. I love this guy. Didn't he? Wait. Yeah. He did one of my favorite movies of all time, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I love that movie to death.
Great film. It's a great
film.
Man,
it is fantastic. He also did Baby Driver. Edgar Wright all the way.
Interesting.
His movie will stand out the most out of any MCU film, in my opinion.
And that's the only reason I think that marriage can't happen is because if he wasn't able to be play ball with Ant-Man when they weren't even as big as they are now. I don't think Kevin Feige would want to give him the keys to that castle just to do whatever you want, Edgar. No, I think Kevin wants to still stay in that ballpark and not have like a Edgar Wright, Zack Snyder, very distinct style director. I think he will want someone that can play ball.
I respectfully disagree.
Okay.
The reason why is at the time in Phase 2, Marvel, Kevin Feige had different bosses. He was still under Ike Perlmutter, and he, you know, they were. I remember when Thor 2 came out. The guy from Game of Thrones, he had full authority for
Taylor.
Aaron Taylor. He was allowed to do whatever he wanted filming.
Right.
But then when it came to the editing, they took all control away from him, and he was pissed. He was livid at rightfully so.
Right.
To my understanding, all of that's not going on right now, except for like the Bob Chapek stuff. But I think they're under completely new management. I think that Feige will let him kind of spread his wings a little bit. But y'all let us know. Some people are saying Brad Bird, Edgar Wright. You know, this is not bad news to us.
No.
And so I think this is great. And so y'all let us know. Fantastic Four is coming. John Watts is no longer the director. I want Edgar Wright. Some people want Brad Bird, but we're just going to have to see. And again, guys, if you want to, if you're watching via live on the replay, you can read that article down below at your own leisure.